Hey, it's your girl Amanda, the host with the most. This is another episode of Irv and Co, but this time it's Amanda and Co. We have special guests on Channel Black Podcast. Channel Black Podcast is South Florida's very own voice to discuss all things Black. Three kings, three different views. Irvin, King, and Green. Welcome to the show.
Yo.
What up, people? What up, people?
God bless y'all. How y'all doing today?
Good. It's good to see you guys on our show today.
Got my hand in the bush, but you know we gonna do it. We gonna get it in.
I appreciate the invite. Definitely appreciate the invite. Thanks for having us on.
Hey, Green, can I say it? Can I say it, Green?
Let them know.
We bite.
We let them know, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, that's crazy.
Well, I got to start off with, how did you guys come together to make Channel Black?
Herb, you got it?
I mean, okay, all right. I can do that. Nipsey Hussle was an inspiration to all of us back in when his passing, when this untimely passing had brought us all together, and was like, yo, what can we do to do some things in the community that was different from what we were already doing? So we came together and was like, yeah, we could discuss some things and see if we could implement some things in the community, and that's what we started doing. We got together, myself, Green, there's another partner of ours, Corey Controversy, but he moved on to some different things, and then King came on and jumped right on in, and we just discussed different things that's going on in with the black male mind frame, the black male existence, and different things that we could probably do in our community that could better help us. So it was really just like a think tank for us to do different things, and that's what it was. That's how Channel Black Podcast was created.
Good.
Any of you guys want to chime in? Did I miss anything? I mean, y'all want to elaborate on anything?
This is exactly how they play it in their podcast, just so everybody
that's exactly what it was, man. The untimely passing of Nip. I still can't believe they took Nip from us so soon. But yeah, that just made us want to do something different and try to make a difference in these young cats' lives, man, because a lot of guidance is missing for a lot of them, honestly and truthfully, and I think that's why they're moving how they move.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the same we had when we were young. All these cats by now is getting money and getting high.
I agree with that. I agree. King, you want to chime in?
This y'all shit. They called me one day and it was like, hey, we need a third. And I was like, shit, I ain't got nothing else to do. So me and Irv, we sat down. We had I think we had a couple meetings. We spoke on the phone, and then we met face to face to just to discuss the dynamic and what I could bring to the table, and the rest is history. And like really the height of us meeting and getting together and recording was really a lot during the pandemic. And for me at least, we rolled out through the whole pandemic with me being a new cast member to the show, not knowing if the world was going to end. So it was definitely a good outlet. And plus we used to meet up face to face with no mask on.
No mask.
So, looking at it in hindsight now, you know what I mean? Like it was a little space that we cut out for ourselves weekly to feel normal and to talk about what was going on in our minds, what was going on with our finances and things like that. So for me, it was definitely something that I look forward to because of the stress of what was happening during the quarantine and things like that. So, yeah.
So it took your mind off of what was currently going on around you.
We were definitely trying to take our minds off of it, trying to take the people's minds off of what was going on, because it was a very stressful time.
For sure. Because yeah, we tried to bring, it was informative. I think some of the stuff we talked about was informative. Some of the stuff was to bring hilarity to some stuff. And like you said, really just to get your mind off of what was going on. And I think it was more therapeutic for us to a lot of times just let that stuff out. Because not a lot of times you don't have that outlet to be, or I think a lot of times men don't have that outlet to just express themselves on how they feel sometimes and to be vulnerable. I think that's a little space we try to create for ourselves and those who listen. And we still try to do. Definitely
I
still
still
try
be
to
laughing at that one episode that we did when we were talking about why we don't call and check on nobody. Because I still don't really I'm like, listen, if they need something, they gotta call me.
Yeah,
Because I do not want to
my
call
phone work.
nobody and be like, hey man, I'm so glad you called me. My cat died yesterday and I need to borrow $200.
I gotta call them today. I call them today. Yeah. That's definitely how it be for real. You be like, yo, how you doing? Yeah, man, I just lost my job. Oh, damn. I was calling to make sure you was okay.
You know what's funny? My cousin, I call him because I had lost my job maybe a year ago, and I had got fired, and I called him motherfucker. I'm like, hey man, I ain't feeling too good. I lost my job today. He was like, cool, bro. He was like, I'm a little short on the rent. You think you can spot me $300 till next week?
He beat you to it,
I guess I don't know. Maybe that was a good counter. Maybe that's what it was.
That was him beating you to it.
Oh,
knew
For sure.
That's one of the Mortal Kombat fatalities. It said, finish him.
Finish him. For real. That's real.
I got another question. When you guys have 2 seasons currently, were there any obstacles along the way?
I mean, it's always obstacles. I mean, think about it. All 3 of us are extremely busy. So trying to get everybody in the same place at the same time on a regular basis was definitely an obstacle. At that time, we wasn't thinking Zoom. We was always in person, like King said earlier. We would always carve out this time for us. And I think it was still, like you said, it was therapeutic to get that out there, especially during Corona. But that was definitely an obstacle that we always seem to overcome. We might have just changed the time, changed the location, but we always found a way to make it happen.
True.
That's my take. I mean, it was
something important to you, you'll find time for it. So
absolutely.
All 3 of us found this important to us, so we were always willing to find the time to put forth the effort to try to bring a great program for the people, because we love the people.
Sure.
What I've noticed while listening to your podcast, I always realized that there was always 2 voices that seemed to go back to back or back and forth. Was that planned with your podcast dynamic?
Yeah, I mean, Graham, I'm gonna let you answer that one.
I mean, a lot of times I wouldn't say it was planned. If that's how the dialogue comes off, that's how it comes off. You're not going to agree on everything. You're not going to disagree on everything. But I'm sure a podcast where we're just sitting there saying, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree, wouldn't get as much attention as a podcast with a little controversy, I guess, as a play on words.
True.
I mean, like I know what I see how you did that there. I see what you said. I see what you did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I would say that I was always the person that I see things on both sides. So Ken would always have his opinion. A lot of times I really agree with him. But for podcast purposes, but for podcast purposes, like Green just said, we can't just agree on everything. I want to see it from all angles. And I think I was always able to see, hold on, what if it's from this side? Like, I would have to oppose just to get the insight a little deeper on what he was talking about previous. And then Green, the same thing. If he says something, I mean, people may be like, Irv always got an opposing opinion to what they were saying, but it wasn't that. I agree, because I mean, listen, all of us have more similarities than people might know. So I had to find ways within each other to be able to bring out different views. If we all just be like, yeah, man, F them honkies, then the whole episode would have been F them honkies. Like we wouldn't have been no differences on what we was talking about. But if somebody been like, I mean, but all the honkies ain't bad, then that changed the dynamic a little bit.
Right. Right. What do you feel that each member of Channel Black contributes to the table that makes the podcast a success for your audience?
Each member got their own style, their own flair, their own flavor. So everybody brings something different to the table. Like King's gonna bring the knowledge. He's gonna bring everything you need to know, and probably gonna have the facts to back it up. Me, I'm just, like I say, I'm for the people. So I'm gonna bring whatever I can bring to help this team reach their pinnacle. And Irv is the man. He bring everything else. He pulled us together. So without him, there is no Channel Black.
Dang, that's saying a lot.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that, but what I would have said was, we all have different backgrounds. We all grew up differently. Like I said, we have so many similarities, but we have different experiences. King brings in his experience from what he had to deal with, in his lifetime, as did Green. And although we are all, Black men, we ain't, we're not lacking on melanin. So we all have had Black experiences that we were all able to pull in to our podcast. And then we all fathers. So that was another thing that we was always able to bring in, but it was always different ways that we saw different things. And I think that's what made our podcast a little bit different and as successful as it was. Because like you said, we all agreed on everything. I don't think nobody want to just be hearing a yes man saying, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was doing something. But yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. Going back to your previous question about the challenges, really, I think we all really had a good chemistry, and I think because we're all grown men, we understood that this is a volunteer thing. Ain't none of us making money off of this. So, when we came together, this had to be, the t-shirts that say "Be His Piece." In a lot of ways, this podcast had to be our piece. It couldn't be anything that threw a monkey wrench and everything else that we had to go on. So there had to be some kind of cohesive fluidity with that. And I actually appreciate, I know you can't tell based on the podcast, but I appreciate Irv playing the devil's advocate because, as an intellectual, as I so claim myself to be, it gives you an opportunity to refine what it is that you're really saying to make sure that even if I'm making a very good point, challenge that point because there might be somebody else who might see it from a different angle and they might see a different perspective. So it might not seem like you said, it might seem like we did get along, but I actually enjoyed that. I enjoyed the back and forth. I enjoyed that monkey wrench being thrown. And it was like, yeah, nigga, you got a good idea, but what about this? And
yeah, for sure. But that like King said, as an intellectual that he is, it's like he got a great point. But then if somebody, like you say, throw that monkey wrench, now he's able to show his expertise in whatever field we're talking about. He has a broad range of information. So if you just like, he's just able to let him go and you don't challenge him, now he's sharpening his knife even sharper by having more questions to even think about it. So, and I think that's probably for me. Like I'm very inquisitive. I'm a naturally inquisitive person. So whatever somebody would say, I always got to find. I usually find questions to back that, or to counter that. And that's what King would always come through with something super solid. Green would come through with a crazy idea. You're like, whoa, I didn't even think about that. And then here I come through with the questions on how we either execute or why is it like that or how come it's like that, things of that nature.
Guys work together, and that's good. What benefits do you think you guys provide or represent when it comes to doing the channel black, or that you've received while doing the channel black, um, in your community or audience?
Well, I know I still get a lot of people that hit us up on our DM like, yo, when y'all coming back? Because we took a little hiatus. Um, I ain't gonna say because of Irv. I mean, I'm not gonna say why. We just took a little hiatus.
Tell
We,
it how you feel.
we've been a little busy. We all been pretty occupied. But we definitely trying to come back. We all just been extremely busy with our personal stuff. But um, that's a cool thing for me is when we hit our DMs or I run into somebody and they'll say something about I literally be walking through and I hear the Channel Black podcast and I'm like, oh snap, somebody was listening. But and then or like I said, we got some minor merch that I see people rocking and we out and about. So I think that's pretty cool. So I think those are the things that definitely makes me feel good with what we're doing. As somebody was listening and they thought that what we was doing was worth, I think we 30 episodes in or 30, maybe more. I'm not even 100% sure. 40 episodes. Plus. Shucks. 40 episodes in. And I would have to say, I appreciate everybody who ever took time to listen to what we had going on. Commented. We still, like I said, we still get people commenting on and sending us stuff on a regular basis. So I think that's pretty dope.
Anybody else?
Green looking like Brian even had a question.
I did not.
Me neither.
Hit me with it.
I was saying, what benefits do you think you have with your audience or community when doing the Channel Black podcast?
What benefits do you feel you have?
I think that one of the benefits that we definitely had was, you know, as as men, as grown men, we raising our kids and holding down our relationships, taking care of bills and our jobs, things like that. You really don't have an outlet to talk about stuff that matters to you. Like Dave Chappelle said, he had to get rich before he can ask himself how he felt about something. And so it gave us, like, we're not these people, we're not our audience, we're not these individuals.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that they can't see something in us that we're talking about or that we're saying that they can't relate to. So I hope that was my number one thing is I hope that when people heard us, that something they could be like, damn, I was like, I feel that, or we help them understand something that they were going through. So I felt like that was always the benefit for me. Like, to me, it was worth it. Like, every time we met up, driving across town, getting out of work early, it meant that much to me if it was able to help somebody.
For sure.
So that.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And one last thing too for me is like we all got kids, so I ain't no artist or no rapper or nothing like that. But I feel like the things that we talk about, I feel like my kids might be able to hear some of this stuff later on and be like, oh, my dad, I could listen to stuff my dad did when I was X years old, or some things that my dad thought. Just leaving something for them to have. Like I have things in the works that I plan to do, but just in case, I have other stuff in my life that's documented for my kids to be able to look up and see some of the things that their father did in their lifetime, which I think is pretty cool.
I hear you.
Stand for something to fall for anything. That's what they say. So it's a God stand.
Yeah.
If you could have your podcast in the ears of someone you admire or aspire to be, who would it be?
Good question.
I definitely gotta go last on that one.
Oh no.
I think we always I think we always talked about having Jay-Z here or someone to that nature, maybe like a Malcolm X, someone that that was actually, or Fred Hampton, someone that was for the people, trying to reach the people. Maybe that's what our intentions were, to try to rebuild to try to build up our community, not necessarily rebuild. But yeah, just someone of that nature.
I let King go next.
Dang.
I appreciate you. Uh, I would to be honest, man, I think we made a very good podcast for the regular guy.
Yeah.
And celebrities aside, yeah, of course it would be great to get, that kind of attention. But hell, I thought we made a pretty good podcast for niggas in Liberia.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Because I was born and raised in Hollywood. That's where my family at. That's where King Stowe at. And so I knew, what some of the challenges were in that neighborhood, especially since that's where my family stayed. But I went other places. I lived in other states and I've done other stuff. And so, like every time we got together in a barbershop or somewhere close, it was always in Liberia or as close to it, or in Danny right across the street. And I always felt like, even though a podcast isn't really community based, that we're doing this for our community, for the place that we come from and the people who think like us and
Yeah, yeah.
things like us. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
dude, going to work and take care of his kids, wanted to hear it.
yeah. I agree. I agree with everything that the two kings said previous. I think for me, I think my if I get in the hands of probably like Charlemagne the God, because the reason. All right, so let me explain
Why?
this. That's what I'm saying. Let me explain it. So I'm always thinking, like for me, I'm always thinking, what can we do in the community? So I know we need those listens. I know we need that ad revenue. I know he got his own podcast network. So I know those guys get a little, they get a little bag over there at his network. So if we were able to get a bigger bag with what we're doing, I definitely feel, because our goal isn't just to be talking on the podcast. Our goal is actually to be able in the community, like how Irv and Co is out there in the community doing different things. But we want to be out in the community. We want to be able to have those different functions that affect the community, and those things require money. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to pull away too much more out of, things that I'm already doing for my family. I'm not trying to ask King to pull out, too much more. I mean, everybody's trying to live their life as well. But if we had more finances to be able to support what we're doing, to be able to help the community even more, to have different programs set up, I think that would be a big push to be able to assist us in some of the things we want to do, because I see a lot of things. I mean, not to go too far, I know a lot of things that I see a lot of women, hats off to all these women doing dope things in the community. But me personally, I don't see too many men doing things. So I want to be able to, and if there are, please, 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 please bring it to my attention, or bring it to our attention, so we could be a part of it, because that's something I would love to be a part of. But that's where I feel like if we were able to get in with something like that, or with somebody who has a network that would allow us to be able to do our things, to be able to get a broader audience, and then be able to have some more finances to back it, to be able to do things in the community, I think that would be a pretty big thing for us. That's my take on that one.
Gotcha. Um, I'm gonna switch gears right quick, if you allow me to. Did y'all see what happened with the celebration of life for DMX?
I saw a smidget. I didn't see it all. Hopefully y'all could expand my knowledge, because I saw a smidget. I saw like 30-second clip.
Well, I saw that the daughter, DMX's daughter, actually rapped her way on one of his songs, and of course he rode the streets of New York one last time on I want to call it a monster truck, because the thing was huge, and he was riding in the back with a red casket, and of course you have plenty other Rough Riders on their motorcycles on the streets of New York one last time, um, going for his last um, raw to.
I saw that.
That's
That
all
I
dope.
saw. I saw the truck. I saw the truck. That's all I saw.
That
Yeah,
sound pretty tough right though.
yeah, that's one way
But
to.
unfortunately, I didn't get to see it. But that's how you go out though, man.
Yeah.
They did rep for DMX. He definitely was an icon.
You know,
But see,
I'm
Definitely will be missed.
so I was
Absolutely.
thinking about that, and I was thinking about Derek Chauvin. And one thing that I think that the two have in common is that, and we talked about this on the podcast once about, how we talk about how Black Lives Matter, but yet we only really pay attention when Black men die.
yeah, I was just about to say that. I was
Mm-hmm.
just about to say the same thing.
And so, it felt like, when Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all three counts, man, and I'm watching this dude in court, just sitting there looking at this verdict being read, and I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, as a man, I shouldn't celebrate the fall of another man, whether he be white or anything.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It
no, I
felt
disagree with that.
a little
All
weird, and
things.
and I'm and and I'm thinking to myself, I was like, well, what would I prefer to replace that with? And at the end of the day, I will replace it with a Black man being there for his kids and for his family. And I don't want to
You
see a
know?
Black man kill another Black man. I don't want to see a white man kill another white man. I don't want to see anybody kill anybody, but it happens. Um, and to go back to DMX, man, I love DMX. I love his music. He was actually one of the first albums that I bought as a kid, with my own money when I wasn't even working. And DMX had a lot of issues that was public. And so that reminded me of the fact that you gotta care about the life more than you pay attention and focus on the death. All of that, all of them Rough Riders coming out around their motorcycles and everything like that. How many of them brothers lend a helping hand, to counsel that guy when he was on drugs, when he was, you know, constantly going in and out of jail, and when he was having the legal troubles that he was having. And so, so both situations was very bittersweet. I seen the beauty of it, but I felt like it was a beautiful response to an ugly situation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you. You kind of yeah. I can't disagree with that one. I was about to disagree with what you said, but
I
then you
bet.
timed on and finished, and I was like, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Even got him to say it. Finally.
Oh no, I
Fi-
can now. If you'd like me
He only
to
agreeing with
disagree,
me because
I
we
could.
on
For
because
real.
we on a different podcast.
For
No,
real.
hold on. Now, don't get it twisted. I disagree. I disagree with the
Here we
Derek
go.
Chauvin just because. No, I was gonna say the verdict is cool and all, but it is not gonna bring back George Floyd. Like, okay, this guy spent the rest of his life in jail. George Floyd is still gone. Like that. That's still, and his family. His, like he said, his family is no longer gonna see him again, and people are still traumatized from watching that video. So I don't say that that's justice. Like the guy going to jail, is that justice? Because the guy not coming back. One guy is gone. His family is affected. People that saw the video, or people that was person that was recording the video, people that was there, they're traumatized from for how long? You don't even know. You don't know what's gonna happen from that. So is that justice? I can't really say that that's justice. But I mean, hey, that's the penalty, the consequences for his action, which isn't something that we normally get. And I agree with what he said about the where was I mean, I don't know DMX like that. And I'm gonna speak on something personal. Whereas like, we always talking about people when they die, but where were you with this person when they were alive? Like, we don't want to be chiming in on how great they were when they gone. Tell that person how great they are while they're here. That's why, we try to do that. Like, I know I do that. I know King does. I know Green does that. We always, we try to acknowledge everybody for what they're doing now, so that way it. Like, we're trying to give you flowers while you can smell them. I don't want no flowers when I'm no longer here. I know people probably tired of hearing me say this. I know from the Channel Black podcast. I don't want no T-shirt with my face on it unless it's a Gold Brand T-shirt that you can purchase on the goldbrand.com.
Wow,
But
shameless
yeah,
plug.
that's a shameless plug. That's a shameless plug. But I don't want that. Like, show me my love now. Show my kids that you love me now. Don't show my wife that you love me now. Don't wait till I'm dead and going to be like, yo, I mean this to you. No, tell me now, where I can receive it and I can appreciate it and I can show you love right back to you. I mean, it was a nice send off for DMX, but like you said, what could they have not done things for him while he was living to show him how much people appreciated him? So that's my take. I didn't mean to disagree, but I held back because y'all, I agree with what he was saying. But since y'all challenged me, I felt like I had to come to the challenge.
Here he comes. All right. You have anything, Green?
Yeah. I mean, who said yeah? No, they covered it so elegantly.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the next one, we're going to have a little snippet of the Channel Black here on Irv and Co. So I got some topics. We're going to go down a little bit of memory lane on some previous episodes and see if your opinions change or they stay the same, or Irv can play devil's advocate. Ready? Okay.
Just to get this out of the way, I'm still creating my ball crane. All right.
Hey, what aisle that's gonna be on?
King, it's gonna be on the dig aisle. It's the dick aisle. You're gonna be like, what aisle the ball cream on? It's on aisle 1, 2, 3, 4, dig. It's on
I'll D for dig.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that episode for sure.
Yeah. I remember that you mentioned about men's self-care in the hair department in the workforce. Do you think men's self-care has changed in general, in your opinion?
What's that question for?
Oh yeah. It's not. It was one.
I think the healthcare of everybody has changed in general ever since this pandemic. I mean, if you're not trying to be a more sanitized, cleaner person right now, then you're a little Amacell monster or something, ain't it? So yeah, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, I think the grooming or the self-care is the awareness for it is up for men and women. I'm hoping.
I don't know. I mean, I work where I work, and I still see dudes walking straight out the bathroom. Nasty Negroes. Well, nasty, not Negroes. I can't say I've seen all Negroes. I've seen some non-melanated dudes walk straight out the bathroom from using.
I done heard and seen that myself. It's very, very, very disgusting.
And this is post-corona. Well, ain't no real post-corona.
I'm talking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still some disgusting people amongst us, but don't touch them. Keep your gloves on. Mask up.
I can't even elbow you because I don't know. I don't trust that. I don't know. No. I give you the nod. I give you the nod and we can keep it moving because I hope I can't catch nothing from the nod. But to answer your question from my end, I still don't think men's healthcare has hit the front yet because we still got so much that we dealing with. I think mental health now has taken a shine over men's health, men's pampering, men's skincare. I think right now we need to really. I think my focus really is my mental. But I don't think men are pampering themselves like women do, which I think is needed. Skincare is needed. Health, working out, eating healthy, think, but there's so many things that we keep ourselves distracted with that we don't find time to do those things. As women do, like women make it a regular regimen. Like I've heard women say, "Yo, every Saturday I do this, or every Wednesday I do this." It's wind down Wednesdays. I got to do my feet. I got but men are just, yo, I got a ball. I got to play basketball. And that's it. We don't really. I mean, the men that I know, some do. King, I know, is big on his mental and his physical, with the skin and all that good stuff. I mean, we all get a haircut. We all make sure our beard's right, and I think that might be the extent of it.
Yeah, I've actually stepped up my mental game. I'm actually doing counseling. I'm reading books, and I'm doing family counseling with my son's mother, who we're not even together, but we still want to make the effort to communicate better because we have a job. And I'm working with my doctor. My doctor just put me on a diet. I joined LA Fitness 2 weeks ago, so I'm going to the gym more often. And just generally, getting blood work done. I'm getting my prostate checked in a couple weeks and things like that. So, I'm definitely like attacking it on all fronts. And plus, I don't know if y'all seen it when y'all took that picture, but my hair is very well lined up. I got a new barber. And so so I'm I'm hitting it from all fronts because I realized, and I think this is something that I got from the podcast. You really can't take care of nobody else until you take care. You can only take care of somebody else to the extent upon which you take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself, then you ain't gonna be able to do nothing for nobody else.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. What's the next question you got for us?
So, knowing what you guys know now, what are things that you wish you knew as a young man that you know now as an adult? I'll repeat the question again.
Yeah, that's all
That's a good question.
What are
my God,
things
we're
that
gonna
you
have to do a
knew?
whole nother podcast.
What are things that you knew as that you wish you knew as a young man that you know now as an adult?
That's a good question.
I wish I knew how credit worked as a young man. No, I ain't just not realizing how credit works. I bet you know how it works. I'm just saying, if you teach it to people at this age, then when they get to this age, they've already established
already
things
too
and
late.
working out properly. But if they're not
Is it too
at this
late though?
age, by the time
It's
they get,
never
it's
too
not
late.
too late. By the time they get to this age, it's just a little harder to get it where it's supposed to be and keep it
Yeah, because
maintained.
when you need it, when you're ready for it, now you got to work to get it, and you got to take your time and work towards it. But yeah, if you build it and you just maintain, it's a lot easier to maintain than to get it to rebuild it. I agree with that part. I definitely agree with that part right there.
I'm just saying, I wish that we have been taught, like a lot of shit they teach us in school, we don't need to learn. The shit that they need to be teaching us, they ain't teaching us, especially in these public schools.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Let me see. I got a short list.
He got a
I
list.
wish that just a little short list. I put it together when Green was talking. Number one, I wish I would have knew that your mom and daddy ain't always right. That was a big one for me. I wish I would have known how to protect my energy from we all know how to protect ourselves from a fight. When somebody swing at you, you throw your hands up.
Right.
But we don't know how to protect our energy from people, who might not have good intentions with our energy. And
right.
Thirdly, like pretty much like what Green said, not just credit though, but how to handle money. Because like even when you get a good job, or you might get a bonus, you might get a raise or something like that, and anytime money get in my pocket, it start burning a hole in that motherfucker. I get on Amazon and I just like, let me just see what the deals of the day talk about. And shopping is almost recreational at this point.
Yeah. Or
So,
drug.
that right, it is very much like an addiction. And so, I wish I would have been, even though I grew up poor for the most part, I wish that I would have had some type of understanding of how I should feel emotionally about money.
Right.
That's it. That's all I got on that list. I mean, there's much more
What is
for this
sure?
podcast called Jerry and Co. We started this.
I thought you was gonna say Jerry's TED Talk. Jerry's Talk. Might come up with that.
That's hard. That's what I like. I like that. What's the next question? What else you got for us?
Oh, you don't have any Irv?
Oh yeah, I was trying to skate right by that one. I've been
I
trying to skate
know.
by some of these
You do
questions.
that all the time.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of talking. That is not my thing. I like to ask the questions without having to. But all right. What's the question again?
What are things that you know now as an adult? Oh, I butchered it up. Um, what are things that you wish you knew as a young man that you know now as an adult?
Yakov, what up, man? You ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
Stupid.
You put me in the game, coach.
Let's get it, baby. Get out here. We gotta throw the ball down. I need you to run that tailback play. I showed you. You gonna ask me to get it? I'm gonna say, boy, get your tailback.
Oh man.
Get down with this. Agree to coach.
For real.
Nah, I guess.
Throw me that ball, big fella. Take your pass off and tell your daddy go get you.
Yo, hey, just a quick thing too, not sidebar. For those who don't know, King is a whole comedian out here in these streets, man. Like, I think that's that. Like, we didn't like. I think when we came in today, we didn't let everybody know. King is a whole comedian. Like, he's performed at multiple different venues, making like people butt gusting laughs. So definitely check out King out there on his comedian wave.
Yeah, my friends from my last podcast, they was like, when you first started your show, you wasn't funny, but you funny now. So, I do understand that every time I hit the stage, they might not have got the show that they wanted. But if you really want to hear some jokes, you can listen to my new podcast. It's called Jerry and Co. It's coming on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh snap! On the Channel Black Network. For sure. But nah, I guess I'll say this to answer your question so we can move on. I don't want to prolong it, but for those who don't know, Irv is very shy. I've always been shy. And a lot of being shy used to always stop me from doing things I really wanted to do. And as an adult, I feel like I grew out of it and I'm able to do things that I really wanted to do. I feel like I missed a lot of opportunities growing up because I let the shyness get the best of me. So a lot of things now I take on a whole lot more now than I probably would or should have, just because I missed it back then. So I'm not missing no opportunities. So my plate is not overflowing. I need a couple plates that will still be overflowing because that's how much stuff I'll be trying to get into because of opportunities that I don't want to miss this time. But I do work hard for everything that I do. But yeah, I definitely the shyness definitely slowed me down back then, but I would have told myself, don't let that stuff distract you. Push on, do what you want to do. Don't let the things that people say stop you from doing what you want to do.
Side question from that, this one is for Irv. Was that shyness due to survival, a defense mechanism?
I don't know. I guess I never really thought about maybe it was the results of what people would say if I did certain things. Because I knew I was different a little bit. So I was always like, I guess back then it was like the thing of trying to fit in with everybody, even though I didn't really like or want to do a lot of things that everybody was doing. But I was like, yo, let me just do what everybody is doing. And then once I realized, yo, that's not really who I am. I guess, in hindsight, you grow and then you grow into yourself. And I feel like once you grow into yourself, then you're like, yo, I can do what I'm comfortable doing, what I'm doing. And then that's when you start doing what you want to do. I think that was really what it was. I was afraid what people would say, seeing what my friends, so-called friends, or what they would say if they saw me doing this or listening to this kind of music or wearing these kind of clothes or reading this kind of book or watching this kind of TV, or looking into getting into this job or going into that school, taking that class, things like that.
Okay. Um, moving on. I remember Irv mentioned that you're all fathers. And I'm glad that he pulled it up because I have a question about that. What is your definition of a father? Um, and what do they mean to you? Do you feel like a good father in duty or just genuinely?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Uh, Being that I'm the only one that's unmuted at the moment, I guess I'll answer. I guess I'll answer. Um, King, let's go, King. There you go. He unmuted
Oh
himself.
man, I unmuted just so I'd be ready for when you was done. God.
All right,
Yeah,
all right. I go quick then. I go quick. Um, what is a father to me? I feel like somebody who I really wanted King to go so I could just copy his answer, but
No, because I've already copied y'all podcast. Every time y'all interview somebody, I'm gonna call them and interview them, the same people that day.
I needed that intellectual answer. So I ain't want to say nothing that wasn't intellectual with this one. This one I felt like I needed some I see. I can't even say it how you say. I needed some physiological, or whatever. How the word I'm trying to say. Don't let me butcher it up. Edit that out. So
Right.
I needed I needed that intellectual answer, but I would say being there is definitely a big part of being a father. I'd say teaching the things that you know to teach. I mean, you can't teach what you don't know. Teaching the experiences and listening, providing, and just really to me the biggest thing to me is really being there. And I guess what I consider myself, I would definitely say that I'm a good father. I definitely enjoy doing things with my boys. I got my two boys, 10 and 12 right now, and they keep me on my toes. And I like talking to them because they don't hold no punches. Because I'm out and about, and they'll be with me, and next thing I know is I'm ready to go. And usually that's usually my reason to be like, yo, I'm ready to go. All right, you ready to go? All right, let's get up out of here. Because a lot of times I be ready to go too. And they be my reason to be like, all right, yo, they said we got to go, so we're out. But no, I'm happy that I'm happy to be a father. At one point, I didn't want kids because I had my reasons, but they definitely are my highlight of my day coming home. And as soon as I open the door, they come still, 10 and 12 come and give me a hug as soon as I walk in, ask me how my day was and everything. That's pretty cool. I embrace it now because I know it's gonna be a time when they're not gonna want to see me. They're not gonna be excited to see me. They're gonna be mad when I come home. So I need to embrace this now because I know how it is. I was a teenager before too. So and even my youngest son still likes to hold my hand when we're out and about. And I'm just like, I gotta embrace that too, because I know it's gonna be a time when he's gonna be like, nope. So yeah, man, that's what it is. To me, I enjoy being a father. I enjoy doing those things with them. And I like seeing the different phases that they go through in life. It's pretty cool. Now, King about to kill my whole answer. That's why I really wanted to
Nah,
go first.
nah. I
So
was gonna say I like that answer, and I like to hear that
Answer,
your your
answer.
10 year old your 10 year old still likes to hold your hand because my 8 year old does it too, and every time he does it, I'd be like, how long do I
for
got?
real, Same thing I be thinking.
So now I know I got at least 2 more years.
The 12-year-old don't do it. The 12-year-old don't do it no more. So
Okay, so I got at least 2, but definitely less than 4.
yeah. So
it's kind of really hard to pin down what what being a dad is. I think we're all we're all different in our own ways. Like Green is coaching right now, and
Hey, excuse me, I don't mean
yeah,
to cut you off, King. It ain't, and I want you to go after this. You say I'm coaching, I'm in the middle of the game, I apologize. But I just want to say it ain't even as hard as we trying to make it seem. It's just being there. The fact that
yeah.
we there is a hell of a difference because there's a lot of motherfuckers who ain't there.
So the definition of there, do you mean in like being dialed in
I
and not
mean,
just
there,
being a
time. I mean,
poster?
yeah, not just sending money, not just being a voice on the phone. I mean, being there, spending time,
Yeah.
being there.
I mean, a
That's
lot. I
what it
don't think
is.
people
It
really
means
know that.
it
Yeah,
means a
a
hell
lot.
of a lot. It
I
means
mean,
a hell of a lot. Just being there.
Yeah.
It means a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Makes a hell of a
but
difference. But go ahead, King. I'm
okay,
sorry to cut you off, bro.
I'm gonna agree with that because because that was a big factor in my childhood. But I'm gonna also say that the quality of the presence matters as well. Like Amanda, you was about to say being dialed in, and one of the reasons that we're doing counseling is because I realized that I'm not even a whole person. How the hell I'm a make, because all I'm doing is training him to be me.
Yeah.
And I want him to be better than me. So how do I make him better than me? Then I got to be better. Going back to my initial statement, I can't do for nobody else until I do it for me. If I don't endeavor to make me a whole person so that I can train him how to be a whole person, then how the hell a half a person gonna train a half a person, a whole person? So yes, being there, definitely, that 1,000%. That's why I gave up everything to be here in Florida, boots on the ground. When my son have a bad day at school, we have a bad day at school.
Yeah.
When he's celebrating his things, we celebrate. And it was a struggle for me to give up a lot of the things that I had to do that. But the most like it would have been better for me to be here and struggle than it would have been good for me to go to be in Alabama, have a great, wonderful life, and have my son down here wondering where the hell I'm at from day to day when he gonna see his daddy. And so I'll make it again, that sacrifice. And so yes, being there 1,000%, and also the quality of the presence matters as well. And because kids are all different, because fathers are all different, and our experiences are all different, what that means something different based on every single person you ask. So I don't have like a beautifully articulate answer for it, but I will just say I agree with Irv. I thought that was beautiful that your kids still, like, you are that person that they can still run to. Because like my dad, I love my dad, and I think I run to him now more because I understand him as a man than I did when I was a child. And my baby, he get his face lights up even when he don't even let his mama get no rest if I call. If he hear my voice, he wake up out of his sleep. Is that my daddy? So I love that, and I think all three of our answers are just a personification of everything that it embodies the male experience of being a father.
For sure, for sure.
Absolutely. Um, I didn't want to leave it on just that. That's it for the that getting a little snippet of the channel Black on your podcast and hearing what you guys go through. But you guys know that Irv and Co like to get to be active, like to support the community and everything, and small local businesses. So my question to you is, have you supported a local business in Miami or Fort Lauderdale area that you can name of at this moment?
Well, you said you said Irving coach, so I mean I assume I wasn't part of that answer.
No, I'm asking Channel Black. Um, what is the supported place in Miami or Fort Lauderdale that you supported that was a local business, a local
I know
small
Oh,
just
business?
recent. Okay, yeah, go ahead, King.
I was gonna say my whole day yesterday was about supporting businesses, supporting black businesses or otherwise. Red Rooster for dinner last night. Uh, drop some love on them. And the Yellow Green Farmers Market is back open. I don't know how long they've been open, maybe a week, maybe this their second week. But a lot of the vendors out there are a lot of black women, a lot of black men, a lot of minority, just people who just say, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go sell some shit to strangers. So I went out there and I came with money with the agenda to say, let me go support these vendors and these little eateries and these little African shea butter shops and stuff like that I've come to love over the years, to make sure that they know that I'm glad that they're back and I hope that they stick around because there's stuff that I get from there that I don't get from anywhere else. So yes, I did. I spent a lot of money yesterday on supporting businesses that I appreciate.
Yeah, and to chime in, yeah, I did the same. I know when it's gonna come out, so I ain't gonna say yesterday, but a couple weeks ago, I went to a pop-up shop promoted by Earthel. They had um, sea moss, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come check it out. And I bought some sea moss. I bought some. I definitely spent a lot of money that weekend. Um, yeah, I got no. I ran into some dope people though, man. Like I ran into Serenity Oils. I got me some of my CBD oils. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her, man. She definitely got that. Yo, if you need some of that CBD oil, holla at Serenity Oils, man. She got it. And then I hit up Dez, Tickle Me Buzz. I got me some more of them drinks. Now listen, everybody that don't know, man, Irv don't drink, preferably, but I will definitely be drinking some of that Tickle Me Buzz. I will try her drinks, and it take a while. I ain't gonna say I drink it in one sitting, but I stretch that thing. I might have a little, here and there. But the way I asked, I was like, "Oh, this is good. What is in it?" And she said, "It's a Tickle Me Buzz," and I can't tell you my ingredients. And I was a little sad, but I get it because she thought she knew I'd go to the house and I'd mix it myself. But that was good. I say that was good. What else did I get that day? I got some. I got some tea. I wish I don't have it in front of me. But yeah, I supported a bunch of different businesses. I know since you're talking about the Channel Black Podcast, what we used to do back in the day, I think we need to get back on that. We used to do support Saturdays. We promote a different business in the community already. So before Irv and Co, Channel Black Podcast was doing support Saturdays with different businesses in the community. So Channel Black has always been about promoting the Black community, supporting the community within us. I'm in Broward. King, I believe, is in Broward, and Green is in Dade. So we always will find different stuff. And if I see something, I go check it out and I let them know. And same thing, Green see something, he'll let us know. We'll go check it out. And King the same. So yeah, we out here supporting, man. Yeah,
Yo.
yeah.
So, under that question is, what do you do when you receive good or bad service?
I'm gonna let King handle that because he already told us the story behind the scenes. I think King got a pretty good story.
What you mean? We had that experience together.
Oh yeah, you was there. Oh snap, I
You
forgot.
see,
Yeah,
you see how I flipped that
I
and
forgot
held
about
that.
that. Yeah,
Yeah. Wait,
yeah.
but what story you talking about though? A
The
behind the
one you
scenes
just
story.
said about last night. About he was in Overtown, and you got this kind of service, and you went on the other side, and y'all got this service. And he was like, yeah, I thought I'm supposed to get more. I'm supposed to get better service over here. I got worse service over here.
Yeah. That was kind of more of a comparison type thing, but for sure, yeah. You know,